Welcome to this edition of Tiger Eye Talk. I would love to introduce you to Justin Reynolds. He is the owner of Double J Destinations Travel Agency. His business has been operating for 4 years. He started his business because of his love for travel and his understanding that planning travel is more than just booking a flight and hotel. People travel to have an experience, and his goal is to ensure the experience is successful. He specializes in travel to Europe. He lives in Minnesota with his wife and two young daughters, who are his companions on his travel adventures. Welcome, Justin. I'm so glad to have you as my guest.
Great. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome.
So,
I'm going to go ahead and let you further introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more in depth about Double J Destinations Travel Agency.
yeah. The intro kind of mentioned, my specialty lies in travel to Europe. That's where my passion is, and that's where I found that people need the most help. Getting, especially first time people, or if they have kids. There's a lot going on when you're traveling to Europe versus just a domestic U.S. travel. You're going to have an overnight flight when you're getting there. How do you handle that with kids? Getting around on public transportation, trains and buses, they're different than they are here in the U.S. So um, I found that people definitely, need more assistance when going to Europe. And then there's a lot of exciting things to see there. You could go there for a number of reasons. If you want to see history, if you want to go there for the food, if you want to go to somewhere like Norway or Iceland for the scenic beauty, there's just tons of reasons to go to Europe. So that's what I'm excited to do, is to help people have those experiences, whatever it may be.
That sounds so exciting. So exciting. What is something that people maybe seem to misunderstand about what you do?
So the biggest misunderstanding, and the biggest question I get is, what deal can you get from me? Is the first question people a lot of times ask, and that maybe have been the case at one point for travel agencies, but really. It's about the service and providing all the little details that you need for your trip, so that you can have the experience. So that when you get there, you're not thinking, "Oh, how do I get from my hotel to the tour I want to go on? Or how do I find out what restaurants I want to go to so I can have a really good food experience, or have that specialty dish, whatever destination I'm going to." Um, so that's the biggest misconception, is what I'm there. The service I'm there to provide is to create that experience for people, rather than just trying to get them a deal or the best price. And I'm honest with people. If you are just looking for the best price on your trip, you're probably going to get a better price online than through me. But I'm here to provide you with all those other little details that you need for your travel to have a successful trip.
Right. So it's really based on what type of trip they're looking for. If they're
Yeah,
looking for just a cheap trip to go take an adventure, or if they're actually looking for some great experiences on their
right.
trip. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Awesome. So, what is the most important lesson that you have learned over your career as an entrepreneur?
I think that for me, one of the biggest things is that building a business, it's about creating relationships with people. It's not just about what I can do. I can provide a great trip, and I can tell you I can provide a great trip. But if I don't have the relationships with people to show that, and they don't, get to know me as a person, they're probably not going to, decide to work with me. Most of my clients come from referrals from people that have either traveled with me or know me. I rarely get any business from people searching Google or finding me just online. It's all about creating the relationships with people that I meet.
I could not agree more.
You know,
What time of day do you do your best work?
So I do my best work in the mornings. So I've, like I said, I have a couple of young kids. So school just started. So right now it's dropping them off at school, and then coming back, and then doing my best work, between the time I drop them off and lunch. And then things slow down. I'm trying to, figure out what I need to wrap up before I need to pick my kids up. And then if I need to wrap up anything else, I usually do that in the evening after they go to bed. So I kind of have this staggered schedule to when I
That's
work,
awesome.
but
That's awesome.
yeah.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
I think my biggest pet peeve. Are you thinking in business or just in general?
Either one.
um, You know, I think that's, I would say that what I talked about before as, misconceptions people have about what travel agents do, and um, trying to think they, know, especially when other business owners, I talk to them and they're trying to help me, and they don't even ask me about what I do or what I need. They just try and go in and, oh, here's how we can get the best deal for these people, or here's the people you're looking for. So, um, I think that's my pet peeve when I'm trying to network and talk to other people, is they try and get into their pitch before they know exactly what I do and what kind of help I need.
Can you break it down for us a little bit? Like, say, if I wanted to book a trip through you,
Mhm.
kind of like what's the steps that you take each person through to
Yeah,
book your
so
trip?
the first thing I do is set up a travel planning session where we get to know each other. Let's say you want to go on a trip to Ireland. Um, I would say, okay, what are you looking to get out of this trip? Are you going there to you have food? Like I said, food. Are you going there to see a lot of the castles? Ireland has a ton of castles and history there. Are you going there to see the coastline there? Because you go to the Cliffs of Moher or Giant's Causeway in Ireland. A lot of people go for all that. It's what's your reasoning? A lot of people have Irish heritage that they want to go see. Where their family lives.
Irish dancing is also popular.
Yes, Irish dancing. Yep. I know last time I was there, my daughter saw some of that. They were very excited. They love
Awesome.
that. So it's finding out what you want to do there, and then how long you're going, some of those details, and then what kind of things work for you when you're traveling, what kind of accommodations you like. Do you want more of a Airbnb apartment style? Um, or do you want like a hotel, like a luxury hotel, or do you want to, how are you going to get around? Are you comfortable driving in a foreign country? Maybe not. Um, Figure out what works best for you, and then based on your answers as to how best you know how to travel and what you're comfortable with, I'll put together an itinerary. It takes me a week to 10 days to put that together, just kind of compile everything I need to know. And then I put together usually 2, sometimes 3 itineraries, depending on how complicated it might be or what your options could look like. And then we refine it from there, because I'm completely customizable. I'm not someone that says, okay, here's package A, here's package B, here's package C. You can mix and match some things from package B to get to package C. So as we're going through the process, you can kind of mix and match and say, oh, I like this part, but I don't like this. So can we swap those out? So we just kind of go along, and then we come together and get a final itinerary together for you. That's going to be your trip. Has all the activities, accommodations, any transportation options. If you want to rent a car, if you're going to go from different cities that are different countries, do you need to take a train there, or do you fly there? Do you take a boat? So we put all that together, and then after that, it's booking the activities and stuff. And then as you get closer to the process, I'll send you a series of emails giving you some tips on what to do when you're in Europe, or how to make your trip better, like how to make sure you have phone service while you're there. Different currencies, custom cultures, depending on the country you're going to. So you're going to get a lot of information, a lot of tips from me as the process goes and as it gets closer to your trip.
Nice. How many times have you visited Europe?
I think I've been there 7 times. I've been to 13 different countries there.
Nice. Very
Yep.
nice. So you're very well versed in their culture and how
Yes.
they do things. That's
Yes,
awesome.
I am. Yeah, I know. I actually just took a trip within the U.S. last month, and it almost threw me off trying to plan a trip to within the U.S. versus planning
That's
a trip to Europe, because it's just
that is
different
awesome.
things. Yeah. So,
How would your family describe what you do?
so my wife likes to say that when we travel, all she has to do is pack her bags and go. So that's so
Nice.
she
Very nice.
really likes that part. And I mean, I think my kids love to travel, and um, we've really started them pretty young and gotten them going. You know, I think my 5-year-old the other day was asked what I do, and she just said he travels. I'm like, well,
Good short answer. There you go.
kind of, yes, but yeah, it's helping other people to plan travel. So, yeah, they enjoy it. They love taking the trips and having me plan it all out for them, so that when they go, they don't have to think too much about what to do.
They just ask what's next.
Yep,
What do we need
exactly.
now?
Right.
Who are the three most influential people in your life, and how do they impact you?
Oh, that's a good one. I think my wife's pretty influential in my life. I mean, she's been very supportive when I started this 4 years ago. It was definitely going to be a change for our family, not just both financially, but schedule wise, and
Right.
how our household things balance out. So she's been very influential in that, and being a supporter of me, and helping me on this journey to build my business. And she's also been very helpful in providing me lots of clients, because a lot of people that she works with are the type of people that I want to do. And she's been very successful at what she does. So she's inspirational in that way. And she works very harder, much harder than I do. And she just, and she always comes home and, is happy to help out with the kids.
Nice. Very nice. Oh no, I think you froze. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have froze there for a second.
Okay.
What's the best compliment you've ever received from a customer?
The best compliment? I think that, so there was a time where I had some clients that had to change plans at the last minute.
Oh, no.
They had some visa issues getting into another country, and they couldn't get on their flight through there. So likely they were still here when it's not like they flew all the way to their other country, but they were calling me from the airport. Oh, what can we do? How can it, so I eventually ended up getting them to a different destination. We had to completely change their whole their whole travel plans, and they were just so grateful. They said I'm a lifesaver. Even though it was a last minute trip, they said they had an amazing time. It's like he
Awesome.
said they were basically said I was a wizard, and getting all that handled in such a short amount of time.
That's a great testimony of what you do, because they were in a jam at the very last minute trying to leave for their trip.
Right.
And you took over the reins and kind of fixed it. In other words, because you rearranged their plans to where they could still leave.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. What's the best compliment you've ever received?
I mean, I think I know that I'm pretty hardworking, and very good at communicating. Is what the last one of my last clients said, is that they were so happy with any update or anything they needed to know. I was quick to communicate with them, quick to answer, and I was they said that was really helpful for them. And that's something I strive to want to be, is communication is so key in anything we do. If you don't have good communication, people get lost, or they don't feel heard, or they get confused. So I want to make sure that good communication is really a core of what I do. So I was very happy to hear that they were happy with my communication.
That's awesome. What is one thing in your business success that you did not expect?
My success that I didn't expect. That's a good question. I think that you're stumping me on this one.
Sorry.
I might have
the example you gave earlier. I mean, that was a very successful experience with the people that you had to change their plans at the last minute because they couldn't, their travel plans had to be redirected, basically.
You're right. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a success right there that you helped those customers with, and then they still went on to have a great trip.
Yeah.
I mean, things of that nature really speaks volumes, especially when families are traveling. You know, some families are small, some families are big.
Right.
You know, if you have a family of 10 to 12 or more, you know, traveling together and something of that nature happens, there's going to be a
Yeah.
big panic mode.
Yes. Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
what do we do
What
now?
do we
We can't
do?
get on this plane to, you know, go to our destination.
Right.
And if they go through Justin, they can just make a quick phone call and
Yep.
Justin can take care of it
Take
for
care
them.
of it. Yep. Exactly. Yep. That's what I'm, that's what I'm here to help with. I know my network person, she travels, she books lots of trips through me, and she always says that, yeah, if I ever need anything, I know that I'm in good hands with you, Justin.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what else would you like to share with our audience about what you do and how maybe they can contact you if they're interested?
Yeah, I mean, partnering with a travel advisor, again, like I said, it's all about creating those experiences for people. People travel not to just sit in a hotel or say, "Hey, I made it to a destination." It's about experiencing it, and so that's what I want to make sure that people have that experience that they're really looking for. And travel is an investment. It's one of the more expensive things, especially nowadays. Travel is not cheap. I mean, uh,
Yeah.
a 1 week trip to Europe is going to cost two people, $8,000 to $10,000, and so you're investing lots of time and lots of money into that. So I want to be cognizant of that and make sure you're getting that experience out of it, and making sure that investment is worthwhile for you. So um, yeah, if people want to contact me, you can shoot me an email. My email is justin@doublejdestinations.com. I have a website, doublejdestinations.com, and I'm active on social media. LinkedIn, you can find me, Justin Reynolds, or Double J Destinations. I have both a personal and business page, and Instagram is another one I'm active on, at Double J Destinations.
Nice. Very nice. So, I mean, just knowing that you can plan a trip and, like you said, not just say, okay, yes, I've reached Europe, I've
Mhm.
reached Italy, or, you know, wherever you're going,
Mhm.
you can share. Because, I mean, people do that, right? That's what we do on social media. They share
Yes.
everything they do.
Yep.
You can share the experiences that you're
Exactly.
doing and why you're on that trip to Italy, or wherever you're going. And you could
Right.
also share and give a shout out to Justin that he helped you
Yeah.
plan that trip to
Yes.
Italy, right?
You're
Um,
right.
to help you with those experiences and be able to enjoy your trip as much as possible. Because
Mhm.
a lot of just, you know, general people don't have the knowledge of
Mhm.
certain destinations, yet they know they want to go there and visit and just
Right.
see what that country's like or that specific destination is like, but they don't think about, you know, all the
Those
experiences
things.
that they need to
Ye
get lined up and scheduled ahead of time before they even get there.
Right, yeah. It's all those little details that, you don't know about or to think about beforehand, that, and I hear it quite a bit is, "Oh, I didn't even think about that," when I, give someone a tip about something, and it's like, well, that's, I'm glad I was able to help with that, and get you through
What
that.
are a few of the experiences that you've booked for people in Europe?
So so Norway, I just had a family just come back from Norway, and they had a great experience. They got to go out on a fjord cruise that they really enjoyed. It's a little like rib boat that they got to go on and get out there. They had a lot of fun with that. And with the kids there, to just go out and be in the open water in the fjord, it's a lot of fun. And I know I had a family this past spring that went to Italy, and they went to the Amalfi Coast, and the son wanted to really go fishing while he was out there. So I found them a fishing excursion. So they were able to get out there and go fishing into the Mediterranean Sea out there. So that was something that they really enjoyed.
Nice, very nice, very nice. Do you do other destinations besides Europe?
I do a lot of because I live in Minnesota, so I have a lot of people that like to get out of the cold for the winter. So I do get a fair amount of requests for Mexico, the Caribbean cruises during January, February, March timeline when people want to get away from the cold. So I have experience with a lot of those destinations as well, helping people get to those all-inclusive resorts that they want to get to, or having just a relaxing time on the beach just to get out of the cold. So I do have a lot of experience with that.
That's awesome. So awesome. So to the audience of Tiger Eye Talk, you definitely need to reach out to Justin for your next trip, wherever you may be going, and let him help you book your experiences, not just your trip itself, wherever you want to go, but actually experiences that you can do, things you can do while you are there at your destination.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Justin, for being our guest today. This was so informative. I've learned a lot. I hope the audience did as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa.